Welcome to Hearthstone 4. Today I wanted to play China. China's a miner doing regular historical. So China's interesting. It's got all the manpower in the world, but it's fragmented and weak right now. Because it's a miner, I'm gonna assume anyone watching this has like some experience, so I'm not gonna explain every little thing. But there are some big things I'm gonna explain. China only starts with 2 resource slots, so I think my highest priority is to get that third one first. Yeah, I'm just stack civilian stuff, so I'm gonna do some infrastructure there. Shanghai. China starts with free trade and they're stuck with free trade, so resources do give you something, but you're not getting the steel directly, and you do need a lot of resources, so I'm gonna build some infrastructure on the coast. That's fine for now. I guess I could do that. Actually, this is your production, like I said, you have a jack shit. I think they've been buffed over time, because I don't think they had artillery before. Like, China literally invented gunpowder. They've had cannons forever, but for some reason they just never had it. I'm putting just one line. You'd mostly just do infantry, but you will need a unit to counterattack or attack in general. Let's get some steel from France. I just don't want to use convoys. That kind of helps France, and it kind of helps Germany, because Germany will take France, so I don't know if I'm going to do this. This is where the third research slot is, which means there's a fourth and a fifth one, because most countries start with 3, but China doesn't. Alright, let's go 5 speed. You can check out your navy, or the tiny bit of stacks. You have so much manpower, it doesn't really matter. You can just keep them. Got a bit of air force. You can consolidate, merge, shift click for pilot exercises. Doing something with your army. You got 2 infantry units, and they got barely any brigades on it, so I'll just change them to that one that has the most brigades on it. Let them refill. Anything that's green, I'm just going to delete and then retrain, because it'll save slightly, like just a little bit of equipment that way, without just training. You can train and you will get army XP, which is valid, but you will lose equipment. So this is unnecessarily min-maxy, but that's fine. I mean, hell, you could just delete everything. Some of these have a little bit of experience, so you don't want to delete those. You could literally just delete everything and retrain everything. Train, lowest priority, just as many as you can. You'll need just bodies to fill up space. Alright, I'm just going 5 speed. Research slot. So I like China. They're in a situation where they start with very little, and then they can explode. Like most of the majors, obviously, they're majors. And, you know, they have enough power to at least bully some other countries around it. China's just in a tough situation. So they're prioritizing research slots or research speed. Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna do the real gaming thing, which is use a non-aggression pact. So just for some reason, it's allowable for Japan. There really should be impossible for China to have a non-aggression pact with Japan, but whatever. That's just how it is. And then consolidate the warlords while you have a non-aggression pact. So yeah, there's the subjugate the warlords, just going straight down there after I got my third research slot. Since you start with 2, the third one's like 50% boost. I need a lot of PP. Yep. Popular figurehead boosts stability, which kind of gives you political power. Silent war cartridge is 15%. The next 150 probably go partial mob. Yeah, I got another boost, so that's ahead of time. Yeah, 36, you do research, then industry. You don't even have infantry 1. You have like the World War I era gun, so you need to upgrade that ASAP. Alright, dispersed 1, sure. It doesn't, like, there's an argument for concentrated for China. Like, if you're gonna be at war, I'm not gonna be at war with Japan early, but I will be at war with any warlord plus Communist China, so concentrated is slightly better in short term. In long term, if you're playing all the way to 1945 plus, then probably dispersed. Alright, so Japan declares war something like June 37? Yeah, partial mob. So you probably just want to get it out of the way at the beginning of 1937. Which means I'm going to have to build a intel division in a second. Radio, like you're just basically all infantry, and then radio technically helps. I don't have any army XP anyway, so I can't even apply these. I guess I'll just wait. I'll let it sit there. Yeah, it's irritating me. Alright, you got artillery. You don't have an artillery Myo now, but you will get one later. But there's no reason to not do it immediately, obviously. I might actually want to just put these... split these up. This is your aggressive guy, so he has defensive doctrine. This guy has offensive doctrine, so I'm going to use him to subjugate the warlords. Just highest attack. Honestly, it's China. You have some really good generals. Aggressive assaulter plus offensive doctrine. Just put them on the front line to get some planning bonus. Once you click is the most powerful one, has a little resource anyway, so you want to prioritize that. Just getting all the bodies there. You should have enough units so you literally can just walk around them. Yeah. See how many dudes are on the front line? 5 units. Alright, making an intel agency. I just forgot the word. Agency, bureau, whatever. Submit. Zhangji. Watch you click. Literally only one of them. GB. That's actually pretty rare. That should be alright though. In a way, that might be better because I have cores on everything, and I'll immediately get all those resources, so it's fine. Gotta make sure you gotta call your puppet in manually. Now you'll either want to go Executive Yuan. You need tons of political power. This gives you just a flat PP gain of 0.25, which is pretty huge. Your base is 2 per day, and you use 1 of them on a focus, so that's a pretty huge deal. Or you can start army reform stuff once you get enough army XP. I do have some bombers, some tactical bombers, which probably can reach. So I guess I'll just use these. If they do something, it's better than nothing. Alright, let's go. Just snake through. I don't think there's enough here to even merit microing. A little bit there. Yeah, sure, if you want to gain some stuff. Where's the VPs? Probably almost done. Oh, there's one right here, okay. You might want to micro that. We're going another 150 PP. Can't do industrial concern, so maybe wait for Army Genius, but you need 200 for that, or you can start stacking maybe some stability, 15%. You have 15 right now, so it literally doubles it. I'm at Ward though. I prefer the stability actually. Need to use the Mayo. Gonna do soft attack reliability while I focus on subjugating the warlords. So I got 21 days until I can put my spy onto Japan, so I can start that pact, the non-aggression pact. Taking a sweet time taking this one tile. Army, there's a debuff. Army corruption, yeah, minus 30% attack and defense, so that sucks. That's why your army sucks right now. I could put some artillery on some of my units, which is not a horrible idea. Yeah, focus on construction. I guess I'll make a duplicate. And maybe just support artillery. Change the symbol to guns, or change like 12 V's to this. Do I get enough artillery for that? Yeah. Alright, so using some of your artillery didn't matter, but I'm gonna try to do as many as possible immediately. Alright, so next up, because you're doing a non-aggression pact, you'll need a few troops on this front. Like, this is literally the only front with Japan you have. It doesn't really count the puppet borders, so you have to have like 20 divisions, and since they're super cheap infantry divisions, it's pretty easy to do, obviously. Japan also gets a war goal on Janshi, so that's probably, I need to do that pretty quick, actually. So hopefully I'll be able to get this done. Like that. Nope. That's not what I want to do. I'll have to do that side manually. That's alright. Alright, let them go up there. In fact, I might have to do it. Declare war right now just to start. Okay, so diplomatic pressure. That'll make things easier in terms of negotiating treaties. So improve relations. Yeah, I guess I'll just declare war. And do things manual. Use my planes. Probably too far to even hit anything, but whatever. Yeah, just gonna do. No, shit. Yeah, I gotta call in GB. There you go, come on. There you go. Thank you. Just get them to move in. And hopefully there's like a cav you just move in the VPs. And they'll prevent Japan from declaring war on anything on China. Like, you'll have a non-aggression pact, and you'll have plenty of time. They might declare war on you after Germany declare wars on Poland, so you'll have a long time. Come on. Just need to get that one VP. You got no troops. They're just walking in. It's like, whatever, just say it. On the bright side, I am getting some equipment, which is nice. Alright. Now it doesn't really matter. Might as well just get it done. The earlier you get it done, the more likely you can just walk around. I think they have only 3 units on the front, you can see. So hopefully I can just walk to the capital and take it real easily. Alright, check non-aggression pact. So it starts at like 0. Yeah. Positive 0, negative 20. It starts at like 0. Doing industry stuff. Yeah, they're just fine on us. That was cutting it close, so here we go. Green, there we go. They're accepting, they'll say, yep, they accepted, there we go. Even though they're justifying, it'll just be like, oh, okay, well, I guess we got a non-aggression pact, it's fine. So I guess we'll use a spy while I have it. Declare war, gotta call in the puppet. I still need to take their capital, but nope. Come on, just get there, get this tile, please. There we go. Alright, so Xinjiang. It's the last one to do it. And then I'll have to deal with Communist China, which always sucks. Gonna use some PP. I'll wait until I get 200 for Army Defense Genius, just for the max amount of Army XP. First 3. this is gonna be tough. Syncing always sucks. Can't even use my airplanes, whatever. Just need to get to a hole, like find a hole, tie these guys down, get behind them, and hopefully once you're behind them, they'll never catch up. Alright, just hopefully I'll be able to snake through. So far, so okay. I'm pausing. Yeah, reach the breaking point if they want to declare war on me. Hopefully I don't look stupid. Yeah, I'll work on anti-communism. Well, it gives you a justification on syncing too. That's interesting. Well, I'm at war with them already, so it doesn't matter. Just in case, like, you don't do subjugate the warlords. But you'd have to get through GB San Ma, so it doesn't make any sense. Alright. Just tie what they have down and just walk around. It's annoying. But it just works. Just like Todd Howard says, it just works. Alright, so I don't think Japan's gonna declare war on me, so now we got 2-ish years, 2-ish hours, it might be 2 hours of gameplay, but 2 years of non-aggression pact. I'm almost finished with the warlords. Come on, capitulate please. Just get there. I just want them there. Start working on, like, you don't even have support equipment research, so starting on engineering for some engineering support companies. Can't. I could get the 4th research slot, probably should. Please. Thank you. Alright, so Communist China is the dirty one, in that you do something like this. There's a long ass fallback line around Communist China. I guess I'll make it a full circle, sure. Let them go around it, and then you declare war on China. Actually put a few more troops on there. I think I got these 26 on the front line with Japan, so they almost certainly will not break the non-aggression pact early. An early truck, I guess. There's a lot of just stuff that you're gonna have to do in terms of research. These are the resource stuff you got from Zhangji Click. The 25 steel ones are probably the most valuable ones. Yeah, 25. Do some of that. Even if you don't get most of these resources, they're on the market, so you'll probably get something. You probably get a civ from trade. Alright, these guys are almost into place. That's good enough. Alright, declare war. Make sure to call Zhangji. GB, Zhanji, GB Zanma. Sure. Alright, so now the Communist China just doesn't have enough of a front line, enough troops for a front line like this. You gonna give me some? Sure. Maybe he'll do infantry experts. War propaganda might be good, actually. Yeah, sure. It'll be an investment. Alright, so you let them spread out as much as possible, and then cancel fallback line, front line. Just go towards that capital, like tie them on the front line and snake through. It's cheap and it's effective. Fortunately, the AI is exploitable like that. They got another VP. Change the attack order and get them over there. That's not a big deal. Alright, got something else to research. What the hell do I research? I already got AA, that's good. I don't want to deal with errors right now. Maybe construction? Excavation? Yeah, start your army reform. Yeah, I already have enough for the first one. I just need to get the decision. Oh, thank you. I was afraid that they're gonna make me do a bunch of micro there. Alright, so 1937, you're basically done with China. You got one to integrate it whenever you want to do that. And now I need to put these guys into a defensive. This is your defensive field marshal, so I'm gonna start stacking my defenses. This one's gonna be area defense on the coast. Any ports, you just plug them up. And then make sure to hit guard naval bases because those are our highest priority. You'll probably need more than 38, but 38's fine for now. And this guy's on the front line right here. I'm gonna have these guys just fall back somewhere like here because I don't want them to burn supply. Problem is this front line here is extremely terrible for supply, so you're just gonna leave it for right now. I might want to construct a supply hub like immediately. Let's see what I got. It's not bad. It needs to be pretty close up, so let's try here. Push that to the top. Let's see if there's any 100 infrastructure places I can start constructing. Nope. But now there is. Alright. Excavation 2, maybe. You don't even need to touch Navy as China for a long while. Maybe get some artillery bio stuff. Engineer, just in case I want to do that. I might want to do one production line of support equipment. I might have to do normal trains too. Yeah. Just one on each. Mostly infantry still. In fact, I might want to shift over a little bit to artillery. Let's convert all these to that support artillery template. Yeah, it's fine for now. Alright, so there's probably a year and 4 months until they'll declare war on me. Gotta figure out what to do with my political power. Captain Industry, sure. Start army form. Don't use any of your army XP until army form is completely gone. 1938 research speed. Let's see. I'm using these two as like a counterattack sort of unit, so just have these in the background and then start filling up this and all the ports with just a defensive unit, which are just these generic 6 infantry brigades that I probably need to add. Like I said, don't use army XP, but you probably do need to add like 1 or 2 of these at least. Like you'll fill out your divisions, but still, I'm gonna put in 2 more infantry brigades. I'm gonna have all these guys do the artillery support one. Yeah, sure, I'll exercise, whatever. Gets a little bit more army XP. I might want to start air XP, so spending 100 PP for that. Finish actual truck, not just early truck. Yeah, army form's done. Start army form 1. Okay, research. Doing infantry, not infrastructure, infantry. I guess I'll focus on this side. Get some of the entrenchment bonus, work towards changing free trade. I only need to do export focus eventually, and you literally can't do it until you go all the way down that side of the tree. Alright, supply hub's done. Gotta connect a few of these. This one, sure. I'll connect this one here just cause there's some in the back all the way, yeah, all the way up in the north that is not connected, but that's not really a big issue right now. I don't want to use the construction for that, so connect those two, and then I'll put things on the front line and see if it's actually supplied. Check my trade, yeah, that's fine. Soft attack, sure. Yeah, just focus on getting enough infantry equipment to make sure. So construction battalions gives you just 5 max entrenchment, which is a pretty crazy defensive buff. The French side is pretty good, but you have to go through the British side to get Camco Fighter Division, Mayo. Like if you want to do actual small fighters, you have to go British side. You can get the medium plane Camco Mayo going on the US side, but I don't want to do that. Sure, I'll start British. And you have to make sure improve relations. I'm gonna do with my PP. I'll just save it for now. I might want to integrate GB San Ma to Army Farm again. Need 100 more to do the last one to remove the debuff. Burma Road, 2 military factories. And I was just chilling for quite a while. I might want to. Oh, I don't have an engineering company. Oh, I do now. Yeah, I might want to just invest in an engineering company now, just to see what the deficits. Oh shit! All right. Probably needs to be something like that. I'll let them catch up for a while. Yeah, I shouldn't have done all at once, but I already did. Kind of want engineers on this one too. I need to make this slightly bigger. Alright, 38. I got infantry stuff done. I got research stuff done, so probably radio. Alright, let's see. Railroads are done. Let's start ramping up some mills. So I'm gonna do like half civ, half mills. Got oil, nothing to spend it on though. I guess I could get some Havel XP. Sure, why not, whatever. Alright, so gotta put some soldiers here. This is gonna be a fallback line for this side. They got no supply. This is all mountains and hills and stuff, so it's like a shit show to even try to defend or attack through right there. Don't have any more generals. I got some field marshals. I guess I'll put you over here. Need some more aluminums. Yeah, I get it from France. I guess we'll start integrating Ma. Maybe improve working conditions. There's a lot of focuses that give you stability though, but it will take a while. It might actually be more useful to. Shit, I don't know, man. Improve working conditions, I guess, for a little more stability. Actually, I can just start integrating anyway. It's a 600 PP total, 3 times 150. Need some more trains. Yeah, I haven't built or research. Oh, I have an artillery mine now? Oh, it's because I took one of the states, I guess. I don't know which one it was. So, yeah, now I can start artillery mile stuff. Need to get the hump, which is on the American side for that side. Construction battalions, yeah, I'll just get the 5 entrenchment, which is pretty crazy. I might want to do just production. Yeah, I'm just gonna do production. And 38. Now I have to work on something else. Maybe support. Logistics would be really good. I don't have trucks, so I can't even start that. Tank is almost useless for China, honestly. Yeah, excavation. You might want to go down synthetic oil or fuel refining. Probably need for fuel refining though. Synthetic oil if you want to go to war with the Allies ever, or whoever controls Singapore, Dutch East Indies. So I'm gonna get excavation 2 now. Logistics company, yeah. Yeah, once you have the warlords handled, and this was more warlords that said no than usual. Like only one said yes. Usually 2 or 3 say yes. Any one of them have 100 infrastructure yet? No. Alright. So it's getting close. I might want to get War of Resistance, which is just 15% defense on core territory, which is a pretty crazy buff. And get that before the war starts. This one, Bureau of Investigation and Statistics, give you 10 base stability. Like just flat 10 base stability, which is pretty crazy. Some of these ones at the bottom here give something like that, 10 stability, 10 stability, 10 stability, like there's tons. So you'll be at like 10 stability, 100 stability, and 100 war support while at war. Maybe even offensive wars too, so it's pretty crazy. I need to get Camco, the medium plane one, to level 4 to even start the small plane one, so I gotta invest in that. Let's see, I'll just keep doing integration. I'll just dump that until it's gone. I'll figure out what else I want to use. Okay, 39, construction 3, do all the industrial stuff. Anything 100? Yeah, this one has 100. Still doing civs, so half civ, half mills. Just put them on the top. Find more things to put infrastructure in. 25 steel in that state, 20 in that state. And unfortunately, the coastal states have the most slots typically. So it's like a risk reward. I'm not too worried about losing anything though. There's an internal 1 to 5 slots, but it only has 40 infrastructure. Alright, industry, advanced machine tools. I'll just give you the smaller frame one. Yeah. Inner war. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Actually, gonna get breakthrough 10% because artillery. What does artillery even have as a stat? I don't want to look at it right now. But anyway, you need the attack more. Breakthrough is like the offense, the defense while you're attacking, so to speak. Getting Camco so I can get the Mayo. Getting close to the last army reform. There we go. And then I won't have any attack or defense debuffs. Can I use any of these ones? Research speed 10%, industrial research, synthetic research, or electronics. I guess it's better than nothing. Alright, infantry 2. Oh shit, I need way more support equipment. Alright, let's just go crazy with it. How much artillery do I got? Enough for these units, I'm gonna train them some more. Yeah, I guess I'll just put a few more bodies in the field. 18 width right now, 18 width. Alright, got Camco, so I need to get Camco to level 4 and then get the hump to go down to remove 9 power tree so I can get off free trade. That's going to take a while and I will deal with that later. So I'm going to go war resistance just for the 15%. Everything's core territory, so typically you don't attack or defend outside of core territory as China. So 15% just flat buff is pretty crazy. And then you get a 10% attack and defense buff against Japan explicitly. The War of Anti-Imperialism, whatever it's called. Yeah, World War II is going to start before Japan actually attacks me. UK's guaranteeing my independence? That's what it said, yes? What? Yeah, because of how the war tension system works, some things work like out of order because Japan didn't declare a war on me. So some odd things might happen, but it's still going to be historical. It's going to try to be as historical as possible. Just dump some infrastructure. Actually, I should check the supply. Where's... Oh, it's right there. I don't want to build land force because that'd be even more turtly. I think that actually bypasses if Japan attacks you. So I might have actually wanted to wait. That's not a big deal though. Engineer 2. Get max entrenchment. Start dumping mills because I got enough civilian factories. I will put land forts on the ports because it's so important that you don't lose any of these ports. As long as there's one coastal fort, yeah. So, especially the northern ones, they usually like doing this couple ports. They'll land like off to the side and possibly be able to take it. So that should be fine for now. I'll push those to the top and just get them done. Oh, my doggy's going crazy. And my dog was barking. She loves to bark. Gotta periodically check what she wants though. So I don't think I actually need anything. I do have to level up my Camco medium aircraft designer Mayo to 4. It says at least 3. It should just say level 4 to make it clearer, which will be a few upgrades. Yeah, everything that I want to spend PP on is just... Yep, there's World War II. Still not at war. Need some more support equipments. Yeah, this is dump out support equipments as much as possible. Get everything on the field, and why do you want access, UK? I think... Yeah, I think I'll get into the Allies once Japan declares war on me. So there's War of National Liberation, which is 15% attack on core territory, which is amazing. You have to be at war, though. I have to get the hump to go to modern logistics, so let's at least invest in this. Infantry level 2. Always need more steel after that. Alright, just gonna dump things into airplane until 1940. I do have anti-air going, don't I? Nope. That's fine. I'm just holding, so I don't really need anti-air. I probably will need it to push, maybe. Or I can develop fighters in time. Let's just focus on fighters. I don't think I'll try invading Japan. It's just too much a headache as China to get to the point where you can naval invade, so I typically don't. Logistics. Nah, I'll focus on fighters for now. I guess medium. It might be useful as a naval bomber because you got very large sea areas and air areas in China. They're much larger than the ones in Europe, so you can use small, low-range fighters or whatever. I need more US opinion in me to go further, so I'll just wait. I just wanted to get that done. Hopefully I'll join the Allies and they'll just fix itself. 10% stability, it's pretty good. Start working on some mills. It's alright for now. There you go. Alright, make sure everything's on the front. Yeah, it should be okay for now. I'm not worried about the ports, because I have a pretty good counterattack army here, but I do need to plug this up pretty bad. Let's see. It's an army fallback line, so I need a army corps fallback line, and it'll just fill up with whatever was not ordered. There you go. In fact, actually, I'm going to do something like this. He's defensive. I want a defensive one. Sure, whatever. So my port garrison's going to be on their own marshal. I'm going to start filling up this line. Just the front line, the main front line, with this Army Corps, and then my offensive Army Corps with some artillery is just in the back here. I can adjust this a little bit. Do I have No, I need to remove Lessons of War. It's technically useful. Let's fully integrate GB, whatever. And infantry expert. There we go. So almost all the way to 1940, and now they finally declare war on me. Just use these up. They're not doing anything. What the hell? They're not doing anything in your reserve, so you might as well get some sort of advantage from them. Alright, now that the puppets are in, you can just make a solid front line. Shift click, front line. It's just the entire Army Corps there. And if necessary, you can just fill up the back. Am I not getting invited to allies? Maybe not right now. I got tons of infantry equipment, so maybe I'll fill up. Actually, I might just make everything generic. No. Yeah, I'll just put one more infantry in. Let's check my offensive unit though. 18 with combat. I might put actual artillery, yeah. Maybe one more infantry. And have them train the background. Yeah, this is obviously on normal, so it's not super difficult to do this just without a non-aggression pack, but it's just way too much time. Japan does get to build up, but when they initially declare war, they have a 50% attack. Yeah, Marco Polo, they've reduced it once, but it's 40% attack reduction, 20% defense reduction. So I could potentially counterattack. It's not a good idea to, because I have no artillery, so I'd just be human waving. Okay, just hold. Use up your XP, accident chance reduction, fire detection, Navy, whatever. I would be amazed if I built an actual Navy as China. You'll lose convoys, so well. I'm not going to use this Mayo, so I'm just applying whatever. And get cannons 1. Well, it's still 1939. Maybe range improvements? Sure. This guy already has enough for ambusher. You might not actually want ambusher. I don't think they're gonna stress me enough that I have to get it, so I'm gonna get infantry expert for when I do actually counterattack. I'll just agree to whatever the allies want. It'll, I suppose, increase the chances that I'll get Lend-Lease or whatever. Some sort of support. So yeah, I might as well. I want to go to... Oh, I got a complete army reform and Lessons of War, so I need 200 army XP to get War of Anti-Imperialism, so it's just flat 10% bonus against Japan, which is crazy good. So I'll save enough for that. China will, or France will fall in a second. I'll have to get all my steel from the Soviet Union. Yeah, sure, whatever. Maybe I can ask to join the Allies. Ask to join faction. Yeah, there we go. I'm not going to join war against Germany, though. So now your generals are starting to skill up. You already get 13% defense infantry for infantry leader just automatically, so offense is obviously a lot more difficult than defense. Don't care about these Mayos. Just trying to get Camco 4. It's 1940 though. Research. Get a few more mills. Check the supply situation, that's fine. Do I got trucks going? I might want to get an extra train. A line of trucks going, yeah. Now I need tons of artillery. Not much infantry, not much support. Alright, I'll stick with that for now. Benelux is at war. I doubt anything will fall, but I shouldn't just leave this front, especially at 5 speed. Crazy shit could technically happen. Okay, GB Sanma got integrated. Switch the templates. Just put them all in front. I'm using a field marshal as a general, so I guess I'll just make him a good general. Yeah, I can't get anything from France anymore. Alright, Soviet Union time. So there might actually be enough low supply on this front on the mountainous regions. This is a hill, so they can technically attack and get through it. It's a huge waste though. France already fell, so next Japan can request Indochina, then a new front will open up. That's when I would suggest trying to counterattack, because they'll thin up this front line, they'll start preparing, they already should be preparing for war with the Allies. And aluminum from Soviet Union. I guess I'll just finish up these mills. Need more infrastructure? Maybe on the front. How bad is it? Open up the bottleneck? Sure. I don't have anything that gives me resources. All the states are kind of crap right now. Alright, just building slots. Whatever's the highest priority building slots. Sure, there. Alright, so I can click Army Reform. Lessons of War, right? Is it just instant? I think it is. It's not like 90 days. I don't think China gets a boost for atomic research, so I'm just gonna do it. It'll be worth it eventually. Anti-imperialism, just 10% flat damage against Japan. Yeah, it's puppets. Then work on infantry offense. I might actually want a total mob. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Just have to use my first 100 PP for women in the workforce. Just putting everyone in the front line. Is that level 4 Camco? Yes, finally. Okay. Pretty good position. Tons of infantry equipment that I need to put into the field. Artillery's up. Alright. So I do need some reserves. I don't think anything can happen. Like I got a wall of meat and they just can't get through it right now. And by the time they removed their debuffs. Is it gone? Marco Polo incident, still 20% attack reduction. By the time it's gone, oh, here we go. So, because this has a land for it, it's probably too difficult for them to attack. Let's see if, yeah, they're gonna start defending. Let's see if they actually can do it without me intervening. Alright, yeah, they don't have a port, so they'll slowly lose org and just get captured. But 3 divisions is obviously not very much. Could have been a lot worse. War of anti-imperialism. Let's do breakthrough. Let's do qualitative stuff for the infantry equipment. You gotta do women in the workforce. Super stable. Alright. Might want to do some of these, but you're on free trade still, so you don't get much advantage from prospecting for resources. But I guess I will. What do I get for the next 100? Regrouping? That's pretty good, actually. I guess I'll get regrouping next. Alright, so the US is not in, but I can do local fighter production because I'm in the Allies. And I need to do the hump, so I need the US. Actually, I'll just boost the US and start doing that stuff. I want to get rid of free trade, or at least be able to get rid of free trade pretty quick. Yeah, they're attacking less and less now. Oh, they took Hong Kong. Okay, so we got a little bit of reserves. So send them all the way down here. Make sure Hong Kong will be taken. Oh, there's railroad down there. Let them get their org. Go ahead. I do have a spy network that I do have to work on. I can use one of my spies to slightly lessen the damage on this front. Won't be too much. Alright, take Hong Kong. Should be able to out-org it. And these are the offensive divisions. I don't think that's actually useful for me. Yeah. Sorry, Sweden. It's good for almost every other country, but not really for China. Alright, ground support, I guess. Interception detection is not very good. I rarely intercept. Interception just attacks bombers, basically, so it's more passive. If you have a bunch of planes doing air support, air supremacy, and nothing's there, you'll lose some eventually, and it's a waste of fuel. Alright, so I can use my Army XP on... Do I actually want to keep Mass Assault Doctrine? I don't know. Human Wave Offensive is pretty good for infantry based, but you can switch. I think I'll just switch. This doesn't give you any entrenchment, and then bam, you'll get a ton of entrenchment. So if you're doing Turtle, if you're like actually threatened, you might want to go switch to Grand Battle Plan. Airplane, Air Force Department. Alright, Hong Kong fell. Well, I mean, we took it back technically. I need to do area defense on these 2 points. Hong Kong, was this one? This is not Macau, right? Guangzhou. Yeah, this is Macau. Portugal has Macau, right? Oh, they are attacking. Let's put a few more dudes on the port. 35, that's fine. I have the counter division, the counterattack division, so it's not horrible if they land, but it's obviously not ideal if they take a port, because it'll just be very simple to encircle them if they don't have a port, since they can't get any supplies. I'll train these guys. Alright, getting close to being able to build my own fighters. Get 1940 artillery upgrade first. So this Army Corps has 24 times 5, so it's completely full. Gonna switch this to the offensive. This guy has 2 armies full of offensive units. So I want to wait until they take Indochina and then start to push. They'll thin out the front line. And also you potentially can take Indochina before you peace out, assuming you want to peace out with Japan. Mills, mills, some more mills. Then some infrastructure. There's a lot of building slots in the front line, which I don't want to develop right now. Finish. That is mine, yes, okay. I guess I'll get the resource states. 100 PP, army grouping. Logistics ain't bad. I guess I'll just spend the next... They could have encircled this port if they really wanted to. If they weren't completely moronic. And just dump everything in the port garrisons. Or have a fallback line, just something around Indochina. I think that's trying to automatically upgrade anti-air or something? Anti-tank, yeah. I didn't want to spend the extra 5 XP. Let's see. Yeah, I get to improve smaller frame. Prep for making some fighters. Fighter or plane engine 3. Nope, no, 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 no. God damn it. I didn't want to use that Mayo. Select something. Just anything else. Alright, select a new technology. Now I can reapply. This one, yes. Thank you. Fighter division, fighter division. Need a few more trains. Also, I still need armored. Armored trains would be really good for China because I got no anti-air. Armored trains do have their own anti-air and they are armored, so pretty good for logistics. I'll make sure to do the hump. I think that's the last American one I need to do. Yeah, they're at 100% or 100 opinion of me, so I don't have to do anything else right now. Infantry, Mayo. Yeah, I'll just go straight down this. It is heart attack piercing. It's infantry equipment, so it's not going to be much, but better than nothing. Alright, get the armored train, just get it out of the way. You have a air security genius. If you want to use the PP for it, that's fine. Military theorist. Actually, I might want to do that first while I get a trickle of XP. We haven't done any attack. Japan has lost 800,000 men versus 100,000. Hey, you're China. Like, you don't have super good of defenses, but still 8-to-1 ratio is pretty good for China. And obviously they're spending a few divisions at a time just throwing them away, basically. I kind of need to start a fallback line on something. Yeah. Just put a fallback line here. This is a sneaky thing to try to do, is try to get behind the line, but yeah, they have no supply there. And I got troops close enough that it's not particularly dangerous. So I'm just gonna counterattack this pocket here. Just get them there ASAP and they'll close it up for me. Don't have to worry about it. Ledo Road, modern logistics. That just gives you +1 logistics skill to all of your generals, which is pretty crazy. Little Road gives you 1 factory, off-map factory, so sure, whatever. I'll close that pocket. The fallback line, just have them chilling. I might want to start investing in some sort of infrastructure around Indochina. Maybe like a supply hub around this area or something like that. If you ever need to push into Burma and the Raj, that'll be useful too. So sure, whatever. Just get that going. You can also just build ports along the coast in Vietnam if you really need it. Alright, so they should be claiming Indochina anytime, right? 41, construction. Do all the industrial stuff, 1941 now. If they want to send me shit, if they want to lend-lease me, sure, whatever. I don't need too much, obviously. I can fully equip, like I can make an actual, just proper defensive, maybe even with logistics. I'll do logistics company on my offensive. Just apply the tanks. Or apply the motorized for logistics. Sure, I'll just make these a proper offensive unit. Sure, 30 width. Let's see what I need. Tons of stuff. Let's do a little bit more. Don't need as many trains. Let's do some artillery. What sort of planes? No, oh wait. I don't want to make a junky frame that is just going to get killed off. Need a little bit of rubber. Can get from Siam without using a, I guess, Raj. Technically allied to the Raj. Alright, now we just wait. Can use a little bit of air XP. Can I get that now? 90, there we go. Max planning. It is tempted. I have so much infantry I actually might want to actually attack. But these are defensive template units, so they just have engineer and just infantry, so they're for defending. So I could put this line up here and just try to dig in, like whatever the plains, forests, just the coastal area, and just start trying to attrit. Maybe. And I'll train these up though, because I put a bunch of stuff in that template. Alright, industry. Do I want... No. I can get reliability. Yeah, when your Mayo's 6 or higher, you can get a policy for 25 PP. That's basically just a flat bonus. But I think you have to apply it. Like, it doesn't do the you want to apply it automatically thing. So you have to go in here. I don't have 5 army XP. I'll get in a second. There you go. Oh, nope. Doesn't auto update. So what was the reliability before? I want to see. Yeah, reliability 10%. What was it before though? It just says 100% now. Whatever. So theoretically 100% means it never breaks, but I'm pretty sure certain situations can get it under 100%. Logistics, division attrition reduces it even more. Airlift over the hump, 1 military factory. No. Yeah, let's develop this prospect. Maybe even get a building slot since I got enough PP. Yeah, whatever, it's better than nothing. Expand Burma Road. It uses up civilian factories, 25 PP, and all it does is infrastructure. You might actually want to do that? Eh, sure, whatever. Click a button. Click the fucking button. Just fucking do it. Got tons of PP, I don't know what to do with. Alright, making sure to get this while I can. Gonna switch those trains to armored trains. I'll leave that protection up. Maybe what I should do... No, I'll just let these guys train, and then I'll use these offensive units. Yeah, I'll use the offensive units as attack units. If you have enough units like this, it's better to have a defensive unit and then an offensive unit. Have your offensive units push, and then your defensive units fill in behind. They'll have full, nearly full org, and they can defend properly. So you don't get in a situation where you're constantly attacking, counterattacking back and forth. But of course that requires more army XP, which kind of sucks. It's taking long enough that I might want to actually just start attacking, test them out. It connects. No. Need to connect this hub right here. Sure. And anything with 100 infrastructure, just putting the mills on it. Might actually do Shanghai. It'll help if I have to push and I need the supply, so that's not the worst thing in the world. Actually, I'll open up the bottleneck a little bit too. Alright. Let's let the construction run for a little bit. Yeah, Japan will just keep dumping units trying to take a port. Honestly, 2 is not a whole lot. I could put more, but I do have a fort there. What is the stack of forts? 5? It's actually quite a bit. Alright, these guys are done training. I will put them on the front line, get some planning bonus, just do it like this. I want them to push towards the coast. Alright, 48. There you go. Go. Just let them getting their planning bonus. You can get up to 48%, which is just a 48% attack bonus. So, yeah, that's pretty good. You might want to get enough intelligence agency for a second. Yeah, sure, I'll get 3 more agencies so I can get a second spy. A spy. Alright, all I need is some support equipment. Let's do something like that. Maybe a little more artillery. Yeah, a little more artillery, sure. Okay, they're motorized up. They aren't doing that good in there, honestly. Let's see what happens. Do they have max planning? Yeah, sure. Let's see if they can actually break through. Renegotiate the treaties so I can actually access some of my own steel. It's not that big of a deal when you have the Soviet Union here. It's not being threatened. You just have all the steel in the world, basically. But to do anything after that, you're gonna need to get off free trade. 6% breakthrough. Yep. Gotta update lines. They gotta streamline. They gotta streamline how you upgrade, update stuff somehow. I don't know what. But they gotta do some quality of life passes on Mayos and just constantly upgrading. Cypher, I guess Japan, sure. I don't think it'll be done in time, but might as well try. Yeah, I want to do improved smaller airframe and finally start Air Force. Gotta use up some PP. Maybe war bonds? Yeah, just keep dumping into extra building slots. I kind of actually do need it. It's more efficient to have an extra building slot in 100% infrastructure states. Yeah, a few extra slots that I just haven't touched. And do something like this, sure. Let that sit for a while. So it looks like I am slowly pushing. This is on core territory, which helps. Alright, Soviet Union is at war, so I might actually run out of steel if the Soviet Union falls too fast. So I'm going to start looking at supply, open up the bottlenecks, push these down because I want them, the railroads done ASAP. Alright. Get that infantry expert up. Get these guys with max attack. Alright, off you go. Construction. Got nothing. This is a 41 artillery. So might as well get that done. I need one more slot for my next spy. Yeah. So I'm not really pushing through Manchukuo. Two different places. So I'm gonna start getting some intel on Manchukuo. I want you to push this way. You guys are pushing too far north. Do I have enough artillery? I have way too much infantry. Yeesh. Alright, doing something like this. I mean, I need the infantry. And also, if I run out of steel, I want that stockpile. So I'm holding for a bit, letting the supply catch up. I don't think they can actually counter me. I want to save that skill up for improv expert. Improvisation, yeah, it is improv expert. Just 10% speed, movement speed on land, which is pretty crazy. Even for infantry, that's pretty crazy. Alright, army, XP, defense, org. Org is pretty crazy. Gonna get air superiority. Always gotta do air superiority first when you're doing anything in the air. Everything follows air superiority. One China policy. Okay, so now I can turn off free trade if I really need to. I will once Soviet Union falls. So 1941. I guess I'll get logistics too. Some of my dudes have logistics, just the offensive one. Anti-imperialism? I don't think any of this helps stats-wise. I think it's time to focus on inflation? Sure. Let's start reducing my inflation, go down, get the 5th research lot. I got my spy. 233 days. I actually can decrypt if I invest enough. Support. Need more support. Alright, I'm gonna try just pushing while the Soviet Union's still alive and I have access to enough steel. Maybe invest in excavation, fuel refining. Sure, I'll get fuel refining. I don't need it immediately, but it's a really, really long technology. Logistics wizard, one of the best field marshal abilities, just period. Alright, let them just push. I mean, that's just what they're there for, is just pushing, so as long as I got equipment, make sure I got enough artillery. Production, it's going down, so I do actually need more. Need more support, more artillery, less infantry. So Japan is at war with the United States now. They didn't demand Indochina for some reason. Maybe they didn't think they had enough manpower for it. So actually, I'm gonna just stress, like, they're probably planning on... Oh, they are already at war with allies, so they took Singapore, some of Borneo. So I think it is time to just push as hard as I can, because I want to do some stupid things. And I'd rather just be at peace with Japan. Just peace them out, take Manchukuo, release Korea, and then just bam. You don't have to worry about Japan. Oh, actually you will. If you attack Germany and Japan is still fascist, you will actually have to go back to war with Japan. So yeah, they're collapsing. Let's see, my spy network's still working there. Uh, 41 planes. Almost done with that. I'm good on planes. I might want to do... I don't know, honestly. Mountaineers. If I get enough army XP, I do want some mountaineers. Yep, there we go. I can't get enough steel from Soviet Union now. So whatever I can. Actually, I'll go limited export. So this isn't like conscription laws where it's granular. You go to the next one, it's 150, you skip, and it's 300. You can go from the top to all the way to close economy. It's just 150 no matter what. I don't want to go full limited exports. I kind of need to. Let's see what happens. All right. Get the. Why do I get so many from Sweden? That was weird. Vichy France or Hungary. Like Hungary is Axis. Vichy France will be Axis, but I guess it doesn't help Germany that much right now, so I'll take it from Vichy. Grand Assault, 10% breakthrough, 5% soft attack. Yep. Make sure you get this encirclement, otherwise you just have a bunch of troops on the line that just aren't going to do anything. There you go. One more down. Just get as much flanking bonus as you can. Attack from all the sides. Burn their org down. See them dying slowly. 10, 9, 8. Let's see. Fight the Flying Tigers. It's no point for that right now. I could go down this while Soviet Union still exists technically. What useful thing would it give me? Tank Myos, tank access, tank division, mech bonus. That's not that great. This gives +1 planning speed to all your generals. Just flat, here's +1 planning speed. That's it. So I'll fix the economy, fix inflation first. Maybe invest in like maintenance company. Or Siam, I don't have a border with them though. So I don't have to worry about that for right now. So I'm getting half of my own steel. There's some steel up here. Right, I've been prospecting, so look around, make sure you're getting your max resources, because you will need that, definitely. Then infrastructure for whatever building slots you need. Alright, let's let it go. Check your logistics tab. Support equipment is going sideways, kind of up. Yeah, it's fine. We got way too much infantry equipment. So once I get improved airframe, I'm going to dump tons into air models. Or not. Or just do something else. Actually, I got like 19 dudes here. 18 dudes here. I'm going to change those to my offensive. Have them train in the background. Need to close up this pocket just to get my troops back on the front line. You might not necessarily want to just force attack a pocket, because they will get attrition and org loss just by sitting there, while you won't. So you might not want to. So I'm pretty sure the rule is you need Manchukuo to capitulate, and also you need to threaten like all the way down to South Korea. So on one side I'm pushing towards South Korea, on the other side I'm going to push towards Manchukuo. Got some planes, might as well use them. Can't even get to this front line right now because the range is just so limited. Alright, just push. Anti-tank artillery, no. Soft attack, yes. Need more steel. No, I'm not gonna join any wars. I'm not gonna join against the Germans. Just gonna finish off Japan. Alright, now I can do a small airframe. This is just my fighter, focus on air superiority for now. Double cannon, double cannon. All the engines. Fighter division, alright. 10 XP, yes. I'll basically use this as the new catch-all for all my mills. Need a little bit more artillery. I don't really need... I'll keep producing that much truck. Yeah, a little more artillery. I think I'll do like 10 infantry equipment, and then everything else will be fighters, so that'll be a massive adjustment for my trade. Soviet Union's about to fall anyway, or we'll lose access to resources. Unfortunately, I need to use convoys for rubber. I guess I can get some from the Congo. Try to avoid using convoys, even though I don't get the max rubber. Alright. That'll be alright for now. Just want the highest quality planes I can get. But I will wait. I'm not going to just put them up in the air. The ones that backfill will, but I'm going to try keeping them in reserve and then train them. Alright, so I can't do anything else with my fighters. I can research stuff just for the Mayo, which I might want to do. Also, I can research stuff like I want to get anti-tank for anti-tank cannon 2 for my CAS once I work on that. Yeah, let's just do air superiority, that's fine. So yeah, supply is now becoming a serious issue. I can put motorized on these guys. Do I have enough trucks for that? Apparently so. Got enough trucks for this one. Alright, maybe they'll get a hub. I think there's a hub right here. So you might want to force push into Mukden. You could say where it started. Everything started. What didn't? In Mukden. Alright, now you got that supply hub. It'll repair in a second. But you'll still have to see if it needs to be widened. The bottlenecks, yeah. I'll just max it out. Just one, literally one railroad. Yeah, where is it? I can't even find where it is. Oh, it's right here. This is the only one that needs to be upgraded for the bottleneck. Whatever. I want to repair the infrastructure so I can push further. I don't care about the casualties. You're China, so just burn out. Burn out your population. Converting those to the offensive unit template. Don't need as much steel. Might want to invest in a few synthetic refineries. So now I got my inflation down. I can go down this side. Everything on this side basically increases inflation, which is a reduction in consumer goods factor and factory output. So you want to make sure it doesn't get stacked up too high. It's been on low this whole time, but you just have to deal with it for a while. Low's not bad, but you can get like medium and high, and then high is like just crazy where your economy goes to a standstill. Alright, so Supply is basically the only thing I care about on this side. Open up those bottlenecks. Just keep pushing. Yeah, I'm taking resources from Manchuria, their core territory, so I get a ton of resources. You see a bunch of aluminum, crazy amount of steel here. You might actually want to start building infrastructure on that stuff immediately. Then just mills. Alright, and off you go. Cipher for Japan is actually done. Sure. You're not going to have much of an opportunity to use it anyway, so... Can I build a network in Korea? Sure. No enemies. I might actually, after I peace out with Japan, I think I actually am going to go with war with the Soviet Union. And then maybe try to go all the way, have an empire from Nanjing all the way to Berlin at least, maybe even all the way to Paris. Sure, why not? I don't like doing world conquest, but let's see if China can do that. I'm sure they can. It's a matter of resources, honestly. You got a little pocket here that they're just confused about. Just force push. Manchu Kuo's done. Gotta clean up your spaghetti pockets. And once these are closed, just reapply to whatever you need. Gonna do a attack order on this little pocket here, just because it'll be slightly easier. There we go. 42, priority is research, I already did, and then infantry 3. Then some artillery once I get another slot. Did it just stop? Oh, I don't think there's anything there to actually fight, so there's just moving through, yeah. Closing this pocket. Close this pocket. I don't like how the game handles war with Iran now. Like, it's historical, technically, that the UK and Russia, or Soviet Union, declare a war on Iran during World War II. But Iran holds for some reason. Like, it holds, it's obviously a bunch of mountains and it's supposed to be difficult to get through, but it just becomes a headache for the USSR. And it lets Germany get all the way to the Raj, which is kind of stupid. I need as much rubber as possible. Let's see if I can get any convoys going. It'll be risky. Alright, just force attack in this pocket. Close the pocket, please. Gotta do our artillery 3. Got enough army XP to get another doctrine. It's a useless doctrine for me right now. Tank recovery, armored car recovery. One of these days I'll actually do armored car something. If you're like maybe like Finland, if you have really limited manpower but you have more factories than you can use, that might be useful, and you need garrisons. Alright, 1942. probably do more logistics. If I have to attack through Soviet Union, yeah, logistics. It might actually be worth doing a generic template. I'll do it after the war. Like, I'll have it, yeah. So, Wars won. I don't want to wait until Japan is done. Like, US is in the war, and eventually they'll be able to overwhelm Japan, but it's too much of a headache right now. They didn't even declare or ask for Vichy France. Alright, so what I'll do is set up three army corps. Do I even have enough generals for that? I have some field marshals that aren't doing anything. Well, congratulations, guys. Alright, these are my main field marshals, so I want as much stuff on these guys, and then this one will be like the leftovers. So I plan on attacking Soviet Union. I got a lot of prep work for that, though, that I could have done right before Japan pieced out, but it's alright. So I'm going to do something like this. You get this wall of mountains that are technically impossible. It's like fuzzy red lines. Do a fallback line all the way, come on, spaghetti. All the way across here, all the way to Vladivostok. Do the same with your other field marshal. Basically the same line. You can try to get to the front line, like the border. It's just too much of a headache, sorry. And then this reserve one, and to put like divisions on this little hole. There's like a gap in between these impassable mountains, so you can let them go through and then go around and circle them that way. That's fine. And now, highest priority is supply hubs. If you're gonna do this, you gotta get some supply up here. You have a supply hub that's not connected to anything. So do like the very edges. A few up here. There's a railway up there for some reason. Sure. All the way in the corner there. Sure. And I'll do those first. Let's see how long this one will take. July. Well, that's not that long. Alright. So let them go. In fact, you might want to leave the allies right now. I don't think they'll help. Take over faction, really? Yeah, I'll leave faction. Because you're going to be mainly land focused, like pushing out to Japan is not really feasible. You could, it's a headache. You know, taking over the islands, it's just not particularly feasible, so you either push to India, push the Soviet Union, push in the Middle East, push into Europe. Like, you just stay a continental power. And you got supply problems. But I want everything on the front line. I want to see... And that's fine. You're producing enough, it probably won't matter. Got tons of fighters in reserve now. Got some really junky ones that are not going to ever get filled up, because this is like some sort of weird fighter cast hybrid, and this is a tactical bomber, which I don't want to produce right now. Alright, just exercise. Shift click to make them exercise until they can't get XP anymore. I'm at peace, so I have to mobilize down to all the way to partial mob. That's fine. Now I can get all my stuff from the Dutch East Indies, as long as Japan doesn't take it. And no one will convoy raid me. Alright, so I gotta wait until at least most of these supply hubs are done. But until then, I'll just keep going to the 5th research slot. This has got a ton of attrition with infantry equipment. Also, things are being trained, so it's getting reduced by that too. I do need to start producing a little more. Alright, let's do something like this. Sure. Alright. Reliability, production, or qualitative. Well, this is just efficiency gain, so technically not. Alright, so just build up, train up, maybe even exercise up if you really need to. I'm getting enough equipment that it doesn't particularly matter, even though there's like high attrition occurring. Build up some supply hubs. I really need actually more civs now. Okay, so I'm getting enough political power. I can take off political power gain. I'm gonna do financial expert, which gives me more civs. I have 645 producing. Let's find out how much I get. 48. That's not bad. I'm clearly better than nothing. If I was at total mob, I don't think I would need more civs, but now that I'm back to partial mob, yeah, this is pretty slow. No factory assigns here. Yeah, it's gonna be a couple more months. It's fine. The more you wait, the more Germany and the Soviet Union soften each other up. The more you catch up. Got infantry 3 done, so I need tons more resources. Yeah, do excavation. Actually, will switch every single one of my units just to find out, especially on the offensive field marshal. I'm going to switch them to my offensive unit, and now I have to check what yeah, that's fine. So what do I need? A little more artillery. Just the trade. Yeah, China has very limited resources, so you can't really risk going to war with everyone. Like, you can go to war with one faction at a time. Like Japan, Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere, that's fine. Comintern, that's fine. Eventually the Axis, that's fine. The Allies, maybe last. That's going to be the toughest, I think. Especially if you want to invade the US or UK or something like that. That's just going to be a nightmare for China. Alright, reduce inflation while you're going down the tree. As time goes on, you should be able to get more from trade. Yeah, it's fluctuating. 15 is not much, though. I still haven't even touched the railroad, so I got 5 supply hubs to do. A bunch of railroads to do. Get all my steel from Sweden. Do max excavation, sure. There might not actually be much left of the Soviet Union if I wait. Nah, they'll get stuck in a sec. They'll be stuck with low supply, and then I'll declare war, and then the USSR will put too many of their troops on the east, and then they'll fall. I could start doing... I want to finish the supply hubs, never mind. I was going to do some research facilities, but I don't think that's worth the time right now. I do kind of want radar, but I don't want to build anything. So this is like one of the best doctrines you can get. Supply consumption 10% reduction. Like, that's just crazy. Command power multiplier, I guess that's okay. If you want to force attack constantly. Like, is that useful? Maybe, in certain situations. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna put all the fighters out, let them train. 500 fighters now. Actually, I should reduce artillery. Maybe some more support equipment. I should probably attach reliability. Yeah, let's see what happens. If I attach reliability companies to... Actually, what I'll do is make sure all of these are on the offensive template. Damn. Need crazy amount of artillery now. Yeah, I'll just dump artillery to the bottom and just use it as a mill catch-all. Yeah, that's fine. Need a crazy amount of steel now. But I don't need many aluminums, because I'm not producing any planes. Yeah, China needs way too much steel. Because they're so infantry dependent, they're so steel dependent. But they're just resource light. They're a very resource light country. I'm gonna stop producing these and then just make this like the generic template that I use. Docking rights from Soviet Union? No. Sorry, dude. Let's start doing some railroads. I'm gonna push the railways. Railways. They're called railways. They're roads, but they're called railways. Okay. I'm not crazy. Railroad all the way there. Sure, I'll let it branch off this way. Got you there. Spoke off to here, spoke off to here, spoke off to here. Alright, temp stability, sure. I mean, I can technically push. Maybe I should just to get everything on the front line. But also, I'm not going to be able to push very hard without any sort of supply. Burma Road closed, don't care. Oh, I mean, they're being taken through. Like, Japan's actually pushing through this way. Interesting. Now that Japan doesn't have to worry about China, they're actually pushing in Asia pretty well. Alright, when's this one gonna be done? March? It'll be an entire year, man. Yeah, sure, I'm gonna justify. Let's go. Vladivostok, 30 days. I'm actually out of manpower? Really? I ran out of China. Well, it was only volunteer only, and I still have ineffective bureaucracy, so that's not that crazy. But yeah, this is gonna explode it to whatever, 3 million probably. Let's see, excavation done. Crazy amounts of steel. Do I have any steel production? I'll have to take it from Soviet Union. Yeah. Logistics. Engineer Company 3. Did I put Maintenance Company on? I did not. How much support do I have? Enough-ish? Not really. I'll just hold. $42. I already got the artillery. Might want to invest in anti-tank for the tank cannon. Alright, I'm just gonna go in. I don't have any puppets, don't have any allies, nope. Alright, so I need to wait for Mongolia to get called in. Alright, now I'm gonna delete the fallback lines, do just a generic front line, shift click, offensive line, just all the way over. Front line, shift click, offensive line all the way over. Let them go. I don't know why they're trying to do... I'm at war with the Soviet Union, why are you giving me stuff? Whatever. Just go. Yeah, the invitation to the Axis, I don't want to join the Axis either, sorry. So I don't think the error zones will actually accommodate this, but I'm just going to put the planes on some general. Just let them do whatever. I don't want to micro plane stuff in Siberia. Need rubber, can get... Yeah, Siam has... Singapore, they have tons of rubber now. So like I said before, you're at peace with Japan, but if you declare war, aggressive war on Germany, you will go back to war with Japan because they have a defense pact. Like the tripartite pact is supposed to be a defense pact. 1934, 43, I mean. Do industrial stuff. Construction 5. And now it's 43. Like 43, even 42 kind of gets sloggy. Everything is just going to get slow, sloggy. Use all your army XP. Just work on focusing your logistics, maybe a little more artillery. See if any supply hubs you capture, like this one, needs a rail connection. So get that railway up, push to the top. 40. Like it's the entire... Oh, it's like level 5. That's why too. But that's fine. I'm just gonna not disable, but transfer everything to this offensive template. I want these guys to train. That's fine. Might actually stop producing units. No. Like you need just extra stuff in places, so that's fine. Forced loans, you can start paying. It's a decision to reduce inflation, so you'll need that. Let's see what trade I got. Sure, I'm at war again, but I don't actually want to go up from partial mob. Can I get anything from here? 10 steel, industrial research. I might actually just do it for the 10 steel. None of these increases production. Max factories in a state? I can't get that. Mining commission. Oh. I think I'll get that mining commission. Yeah. Maybe get a chief of navy just for the hell of it, just in case I want to do some navy stuff. Dump some XP. Yeah, there's some really low priority, like the mining commission here increases inflation, but it gives you that industrial concern. Like it's a pretty low high priority one. These two gives you 3 factories, 3 mills, but it increases inflation. Like those suck. Like if you have absolutely nothing else to do, you might as well do those, but even then, they're pretty shitty. Artillery Mayo, just get production. 43, production cap. Alright, so you're not going to be pushing much. Like I want to push, Mongolia fell. But you're in Siberia, you have no supply. Checking again if any of the hubs got captured. The hub's right here. So that's being constructed. All these hubs up here connected. For some reason, they don't want to push towards Vladivostok. Let's just slowly flank over on this side. Someone's got to go over here. They're trying. Flank, push, get the ports. Now I got more supply. Hopefully they'll start pushing. Yeah, it's probably because of the supply issue. Finished the last supply hub. I might have pushed beyond it and it didn't actually matter. Yeah, it's possible. There should be a supply hub coming up right here, maybe right there. This one needs a few more railways. Ways. This is very ugly. Like, this is the ugliest map, but obviously it's Siberia and you just need to get used to looking at the supply map in general. What is it? F4? I'm not going to ever use F4 for a hotkey. It's like they had to put a hotkey on it, but it's like we have nothing else, so let's just do F4. Nothing over here. Kingdom of Siam restarts hump supply. Why? Maybe it's because the arrows are, like, the attack orders are this way, so they just don't want to push this way? I don't know, man. Like, they clearly don't have enough manpower to garrison this side, but the AI just doesn't want to push properly. Alright, so I got forced loans. Yeah, it reduces inflation, but it reduces stability and war support. It's not a huge deal for you, actually. Combat casualties. Let's focus on war support a little. I'm starting to do a bunch of focuses that will boost it, like this 10% war support, then a research slot, and this side you get 10% war support, stability, 10 stability, 10 stability, crew population factor, so I'll never have to worry about that. Yeah, 2.5 million right now, and then I can increase it even more. Yeah, war support stability. Use up the army XP. I'm constantly checking for a new hub. I thought Mongolia had a hub like right up here. Maybe not. This is the only one they have. But Tanatu have a hub right here that I need to get. Eventually. I don't know, I might just not have enough supply to actually push. But I gotta stress Soviet Union as much as possible. I didn't apply maintenance companies, right? Nope. I need way more artillery even. That's fine. Yeah, this is fine for now. I mean, it's not great. I could just hold for a little bit and just wait. Gotta focus on industry. Night attack is pretty good. Like, there has to be something to disable night attacking, because it's like both sides get negatives to night attacking, and sometimes you can specialize in it, so I'm pretty sure you can do that with planes. I'm not sure what the army thing is to disable night attacking. There's probably a button here somewhere that does that. Maybe not. Maybe I'm crazy. I mean, you can just stop attacking, I suppose. You can time it, which would be just a giant headache. But technically you can do that. Your doctrine. Do I even have any air up? Not really. Like, there's so few airports over here, it doesn't even matter. I might actually want to push this hub. It'll slowly happen, I think. I don't have to worry about it too much. Might want to hold just a little bit. As long as I have some infantry equipment, it's fine, I think. .43, anti-tank 2, infantry anti-tank 2. Last land doctrine, sure, why not? Let's see if I can get this hub. It would help tremendously. Just flank this mountainous. Yeah, it's gonna be a headache, but I think I'll actually do it. Like, you can't actually tell what's in these divisions just by looking at. Oh, well, whatever. Okay, steel. Yeah, steel on this side. You're not gonna have much war support, so it's not like I care about cores or garrisoning, so just take anything that has steel. Aluminum's good. Anything that's resources, and just keep pushing westward. Chromiums. Oh, I just can't take that. Okay. You have to zoom in so close to see the state resource, which kind of sucks. I'm gonna go towards this oil, and hopefully, because there's like a wall here, Germany just won't bother anything on this side, and I'll just focus on the east side. I'm not expecting much, obviously, but I do need a border with Germany and anything that gives me any sort of steel, any sort of aluminum either. Oil's great. Don't care about the manpower because I'm China. And I think that is literally the last state. I need to get this stupid, we're both demanding one thing, and they'll eventually give up. Can I take the Navy just for the hell of it? Sure. Alright, where's my Navy? Oh, they just deliver it to me? That's nice of them. So I actually have a Navy. And I have enough oil. But only 3 dockyards, so I'll just let them repair over there. Let's see what I got for trade. There you go. So now, here's the world. China. I don't like how it looks like that. Like, it's just weird, so we gotta push it more towards Eurasia. So let's clean everything up. I think this is a contiguous front line now. There isn't any mountains that just block anything off. Alright. Do I got enough generals to deploy these guys? Nope. And nope'ems. Alright, shift click, front line. Offensive line, there you go, Berlin. Just make them slightly different so you can see the different attack orders in case you want to do something. It's just easier to click on one of them. Alright. I have low inflation right now, but I can't do forced loans yet, I think. Let's check. Yeah. I'll just have to wait. I need 100 PP for it anyway, but I need to do it ASAP. So same problem, you'll have supply issues. Some of these are connected. Let's see what the bottleneck is for that one. Anything that's dark red or dark red, just do one right here, maybe one like right there. All the way north? Sure. Alright, just let them run their course. Got unused orders over here. Just clean them up. Something weird happens and you have just unused orders, especially field marshal orders. Like your units will just try going to there because they have nothing else to do. So Japan finally asked for Indochina. Like, that took a long ass time. When I declare war on the Germany, they will declare war on me. Japan will declare on me. It'll technically be a defensive war, but whatever. I got all these reserves, so might as well do something like... Need to cover Hong Kong with something. Alright, let's just put some generals. Field commanders, promote, sure. You need crazy amount of command power for that. Field commanders, promote, sure. Alright, let them go do their thing. I guess I'll train, just in case anything needs training. There you go. So I got back up for war with Japan again. And then I got tons of shit on the front line with Germany. While I work on supply hubs. How long will this take? 14 December. It's like 5 months, 4 months. This is the last infantry mile, so everything's basically done. Arsenal, I can do reliability. Gotta check if that's actually applied though. It was artillery, right? Oh, no. Yeah, I need to... So this is called the policy, it's not a Mayo upgrade. So this was at 82% reliability, that's actually crazy low. So 82 to 92% reliability, that's actually amazing. Alright, this is fine. This is fine for now. Just let it slow. Let's look at Germany's. No, I don't want to do nukes. I guess I could start doing land and air stuff. Sure. Do air. Do land. Maybe even anything that has 100%. Yeah, do naval. I won't bother. Fuck it. I don't care too much about nuclear. I never do nuclear weapons. Because it's not necessary. Like, the time you get to nuclear weapons, you either know if you win or lose. So it's not really necessary. You can do, like, tactical nuking with just CAS. Just a bunch of CAS, and that's all you need. 30, 43. Let's make sure I get enough resources. You can check excavation. What's am I trading for? Steel, tons of steel. Anything that, nothing increases steel. I do want the oil though. That's fine for now. So yeah, I was waiting for forced loans. I need to wait for the other one, for it to come up again. So now, this is like the end of your tree. This gives you planning speed, which is pretty crazy. Planning speed and level of new army leaders. I could have gotten this and then did those 2 army leaders and they'd be level 2, which is not a horrible idea. Last artillery upgrade. I do need to do some special projects, otherwise I won't actually have things to research in a bit. This one will be done November. 2 months. Let's see what railways I need. That's good. That's good. This needs a bottleneck increased. Probably just have to do an actual railway. This is a river, so they're like sending stuff down the river from one supply hub to another, which is why it can only be increased bottleneck somewhere else. That's fine though. Connect that. Got one more in the north. Alright, I think that's done. I'll just wait a couple months and just let everything drain. Let the construction queue drain itself. Let's see what German Reich's manpower is at. But service by requirement, but they got plenty of manpower in the fields. Italy's slowly fallen. I mean, it's 43, so it kind of makes sense that they're starting to fall. I kind of want enough support equipment so I can do reliability maintenance companies. I guess I'll get the next maintenance company just in case I actually do it. So let's see, will they be able to capitulate Italy? Make them switch sides? Probably. Getting counter-invaded on the bottom here. That's just a wasted pocket, though. Italy's at scraping the barrel. They got plenty of manpower available to them, though. And go down to examination yuan. You get a bunch of stability bonuses anyway. War support, stability, all the stuff. So last land doctrine done. I haven't even done these ones. Victory or death. Professional theater. You should obviously do these much earlier than I did. I just didn't think of it. But it didn't even matter. Advanced radio. Kind of behind time on that. $43. I don't really need anything now. Alright, almost all the supply hubs are done. I might as well just go. Railways almost done. Let's open up the bottleneck. One more. Yeah, two more. One on this. That one's going to be constructed soon. Alright, let's just justify. It's fine, whatever, don't care. 40 days? Sure. Got tons of backup here that I don't really need. Alright. In fact, it might beat... yeah, whatever, I'll just... I can always delete units that are being trained, or delete units out in the field if I just want to reclaim equipment. Alright. King of Italy, backstabbed. Mussolini? Mussolini's still alive somewhere, though. Is he technically in command of whatever? Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's still there. Alright, one last check on railways and hubs. That's being constructed. This one's not quite finished. Got max motorized, yes. Max motorized, yes. Alright. So let's see if we stress out Germany. Will they actually fall? Probably. Declare war, said potential enemy is Japan, so I'm now going to be at war with Japan in a second again. Alright, so... back at war with Siam, I can extend this front line all the way? Yeah. Let's just go all the way to Singapore. Maybe it'll happen, maybe not, whatever. Make sure this gets closed. Also, I need to make sure this gets closed. So, go. Just go. Go, Hong Kong. Did they actually get there? What the hell? They just stopped in the middle of attacking. Yeah, see that? They just stopped. I don't know what happens sometimes. It's just like they don't understand what to do properly, so they just give up. Alright, come on. There's a lot of shit happening in other places in the world that I need to focus on. Just clean up this pocket. There's no port here. They didn't take any port, so I guess I'll just attack into them just to hold them there. Yeah, they just do that again. I don't actually want to fight Japan. If they literally just piece me out and I can focus on Germany, fine. Alright, war's over. I tried to do the dominate Japan focus, but nah. They said no, they're doing decently in the Pacific, so yeah, it's not surprising. Here's the border gore. Doesn't look great. I just gave up after getting this far. They wanted to balkanize the Caucasus for some reason. But at least I got the big ass China. There you go. China. Yeah, China's fun. China's kind of gamey. You got a switch that basically waits 2 years to go to war with Japan, which is stupid that that's even a thing that happens, but whatever. It's not particularly difficult to play China on normal and just do this normally. You just have to hold for a really long time. But it's China. I think it's one of the, if not the most fun miners. I like it. I like it more than some of the other majors, like Italy, you're just a sidekick basically. US is just boring and overpowered, which is like a double sin. But yeah, Japan has a cool position in the world. Like, its situation is pretty good, but it has the most archaic focus tree out of any of the majors. So that's China. HOI 4, regular, historical. It's fun. I don't like world conquest, but it's very easy to just hold off on Japan, let them peace out, basically a white peace where you get Manchuria, Manchukuo. You stress out Soviet Union, and you take basically everything from the east side of the Urals and on. Maybe a little less, like just most of Siberia. Then you just push. Like, you got manpower galore. This is limited conscription, and you'd have about 10 million manpower pool. So, yeah, that's China. Thanks for watching.